Hey guys, it's Ben and Andrea here at VW Family Farm. We don't look like we're very video ready. That's because we're not. We're out checking cows and saw something and kind of wanted to take you guys through. Ben noticed this, the stages of a cow's labor. And maybe this will be a video that if you're seeing this down the road and you're trying to get through a calving season, maybe this will help you. Let me turn you guys around. So first off, we saw this cow laid off. She's not off by herself. You can see the other cows there, but she is kind of at the back of the herd. These two have come back here with her, but she is kind of by herself. That's the number one thing. If you see a cow off by themselves, a lot of times they're going to get completely away from the herd. Then as we were driving down here, Ben saw this is where her water broke. You don't normally see that. Also, I don't know, I'm going to try to zoom you in. I don't guess I can. But you can see her walking off, how loose her back end is. And she's very, very floppy. Okay, there we go. Now maybe you can see it if she takes off walking. Oh, see, she just swished her tail. She is that one. And you can see how loose she is right there in the back end. As she takes off walking, it kind of flops. And you can see she's got milk also. You can see that her udder is tightening up. What we actually noticed when we were driving up, she was actually straining. So I don't think this is going to be very long. So one of the things you'll see in it could be up to a couple weeks before they calve, is they'll lose their cervical plug or their mucus plug. You'll just see it kind of stringing out the back end basically. And we've noticed that before. I haven't noticed it on this specific cow, but we're out here every morning because we are in fall calving season. So that's when you're gonna really be looking for signs, especially if you put your bulls in and out and you have a specific calving season. That's the beauty of doing that. It's kind of easier just to put a bull in and leave them all the time, but then you don't really have a small concentrated window of calving, and calving season can be difficult. I mean, you can have problems and so personally, we don't want to draw that out all year long, do we?
No, especially during the winter.
Right.
Or the summer, really.
Yeah.
Middle of the summer is not good either.
Yeah, we kind of take them out so that we're not calving in the heat of the middle of the summer or the cold of the middle of the winter. But ideally, you should have it in a small concentrated window. That's if are doing good herd management and only keeping ones that are calving in a timely manner and all the things, and are not just staying open and not breeding back. So we'll keep you updated. That's the early stages of this. So she could have this thing anytime, or it could be a while. Just because it takes your cow a while doesn't necessarily mean something's wrong. You just want to keep an eye on them. You're going to know if they're in distress. If they're on the ground, laid out flat, struggling for an extended period of time, you're probably going to need to intervene. But just the first signs of labor don't mean you need to intervene.
Now she's going to walk off.
So she's swishing her tail a lot, you can see. We're trying to stay back, but that's her right in the middle of your screen. A lot of tail swishing, which you can see some others swishing their tails as well. They'll do that for flies, but you can see how hers, like Ben is mentioning, is sticking out. It's not just swishing. Maybe she'll come out from behind those. See how she's kind of standing hunched over and her tail is sticking out? She's very restless. Everyone else is just standing still. So you're kind of looking for ones that aren't acting like the rest. So I mentioned managing your herd. This cow, we just looked back, she calved like almost exactly 1 year ago. That's good. You want your cows calving once a year. If you start to go 14, 15 months between calving, that might not seem like a lot at first, but those few extra months adds up to a few years of that. You've missed an entire calf, basically. So if that continues, that may be one you want to consider not keeping. But this girl, she's consistent and she has not had trouble in the past. So those are all pluses in her column.
Well, I stayed out here watching the cow for about another hour, maybe hour and a half. I ended up having to go to the market and help Andrea. We was she went back to the market to get it all ready to open, and was going to need my help, so I went back up there to help her, knowing that this cow was fixing the calf. I really, really wanted to get this on film. Come back here, I don't know, it's probably been about 4 hours since we left, and we've got a baby calf. Tumble wheel don't look too good. Oh, you've already got it dried off. Little bull calf. I'm gonna leave it alone. Oh, mama. I like the neighbor's bull over there. There's one that was born a couple days ago. Hello, kitty. Oh, you're wide. Looking pretty. There's one I think we're gonna have to nickname Houdini. He'll just disappear. We looked for him for probably about, I don't know, 15 minutes this morning. It's actually what we was doing when we seen that other cow going into labor. Miracle out here with the big herd. If you don't know who I'm talking about, that's Miracle. She's got her own playlist. If you had never watched it, you need to watch her story. Really good story.